Jai Hind. Hello, how are you? I hope you are doing great. Now let's start our next topic, which is why study international relations. Before we dive into its concept and theories, let's understand three terminologies first. First is state. So, what is state? It is a political association that has defined territory with a permanent population to be governed by a government which is sovereign. Second, what is sovereignty? It means a situation of an absence of an authority higher than the state. It means state has the freedom to take independent decision in domestic and international affairs without being answerable to any authority above it. Then what is security? It means a situation of an absence of any threat. Security at a micro level is called human security. At state level is called national security. At global level is called international security. So security means a situation of an absence of any threat. Now we see the what is about international relation. The world in which we live is divided into nation state. All men, women and children inhabited some state or the other. No state lives in isolation. We all are interconnected. If we see the example of India, Sri Lanka, China, Japan, USA, France, all states are interconnected. All states interacts with each other. The interaction among the states has been occurring since ancient times. The nature of the interaction has certainly got transformed in the modern and globalized age. When the state interacts, these interactions affects the domestic population of the state. When all the states in the world interact, it's create an international state system. The interaction that happen among the state in the international state system creates historical, political and socio-economic consequences of a domestic population. International relation is the study of all these interaction, the subsequent and consequences. Now, however, the question that now arises in your mind is about what the concept of the state primarily tells us. So now let's understand how the state is evolved, what is state, how the conceptual understanding of the state in a globalized world. So the state is a creation of man and not creation of a mother earth or nature, which makes it a man-made construct. Man was initially a hunter and gatherer. He was living a nomadic life over a period of time. As the man developed techniques of agriculture and learned domestication of animals, he decided to do away with his nomadic life in favor of a settled life. Here is a man means human beings. As he settled in an area, the population in the patch of land began to grow. It gradually transformed into microcosmic society as this mini society got established at one place. So it did in other areas. Initially, a majority of this society got established near river or other water resources. This is also one reason why we had majority of all ancient civilization established near rivers. For example, we can take our own Indus Valley civilization. As the societal group enlarged over a period of time, there was a felt a need to establish a code of conduct for the members of the society to impose form of order on the chaotic tribal. Once the rule of societal interaction were established, further need arose to create an authority to enforce these rules. Initially, it saw its manifestation in the form of conferring the authority on the most elder people, but this gradually shifted to the strong men among the group. Over a period of time, a need was also felt to protect the group of persons, now in form of a settlement, from attacks by members of the other groups. This manifested not only in the physical protection of people but also land occupied. Thus, protection emerged as the most rudimentary reason of political formation, headed by a strong chief. So these groups from one place interacted with other groups situated some distance away as well. The nature of this interaction often varied. It was to achieve mutual coexistence. The protector of the area and its population by now was called the king. The king was thought to possess divine power during these ancient times. In the ancient time, there was a complete absence of the concept of sovereignty. But there is a two concept. First is we see this group from one place interacted with other group for mutual coexistence. So we can call it diplomacy. So we can call it that. Second is security. So in ancient time, the gradually shifted to strong men from the most elder people. So it's called security. Group wants a security and they have to live in their own area. So mutual coexistence. Then in ancient time there was a complete absence of the concept of sovereignty. Yet in absence of the state sovereignty, we have seen in ancient empire flourish. One of the very successful ancient empire was a Greek city-state system. It had a common language and region. The Greeks later became subject of the Romans. During the Roman time, the concept of authority got significantly transformed. A new authority of the Pope emerged among the emperor. Now, in medieval society got established in form of feudalism. The feudal medieval order was relatively broken down with the coming of the Renaissance and Reformation, which ultimately culminated in the Peace of Westphalia in 1648, which created the first ever modern nation state based on the idea of sovereignty. This was followed by geographical discovery, enlightenment, age of reason and imperialism. The mercantilism that emerged during this period among the Industrial Revolution and colonization led the world ultimately to the World War I. This is also one reason why we had a majority of all Asian civilizations established, and this transformation in the governance of the state that gave birth of the modern statecraft. So the new found growth led to an urge to expand and indulge in practices like imperialism and colonialism. The imperialistic world learned its hard lesson during the World War I, but the settlement reached through the infamous Treaty of Versailles post-World War I also slowed the seeds for the next total war, the World War II. Like after World War I, the Treaty of Versailles in post World War I, we established League of Nations, but it failed because of the World War II. The period post World War II witnessed the rise of superpowers, the USA and the USSR, with their mutual mistrust leading the world into an extended Cold War period. The end of communism and eventually collapse of USSR in 1989 led to the rise of unipolarity, with the USA emerging as the surviving power bloc. This period of unipolarity saw a subsequent rise of a new force in the world called globalization. So it is just an introduction about why we study international relation and what is state, how the state is evolved. Now in next class we will see more terminologies, and we will dive into the global history, how the world emerged and how the international relation was emerged and how they are shaping right now. Thank you very much. Bye bye, stay safe, take care.